Welcome, everyone. Broadcasting from the cosmic sphere. Welcome in. Go ahead and put a like on the video when you guys come in. It's going to be a very interesting conversation today. Something to get you thinking while we are living in this pilgrimage, this soulful pilgrimage that we've all decided to take part in, this thing we call creation or reality. Welcome in. I'll give you guys a few minutes to get the notification. Welcome in, Sister Sonia. I think that this message is going to be very timely, because I feel that there is a lot to unpack about the reality that isn't real and what happens when your brain stops believing in the lie. We're going to explore this today. I'm going to wait for some more of you guys to come in. Welcome in. Go ahead and put a like on the video when you come in. Welcome in. Janice, welcome in. Reality ain't real, y'all. And could humanity be on an energetic lockdown? Could we be in a pandemic right now? And we don't know it because we can't necessarily see it like the last pandemic, which we saw with our two physical eyes and we experienced, right? With our physical body. But what if the new pandemic, what if it affected the mental body or the emotional body, or quite possibly even the spiritual body? We're about to dive into this thing because we know, you and I that are here today, we know that something's not right. Maybe the others don't know, but we know that reality ain't real. And what happens when your brain understands it as well? And it's about to get deep. So I want to start this off by saying to everyone, I believe in holding the highest vibration. And I believe that that's always the better choice if, we're ever really to be truly giving a choice, right? But today, what I want to do is I want to set that aside, because we know that our oversoul is always well and always whole and always with source. I'm going to put that aside, and today we're just going to explore what our avatar has reached to out here in creation, or even if it has reached to this. We're going to be open to all possibilities of to be quite honest, because you and I both know that something just ain't right. Maybe the others don't know. But if you're here with me today, broadcasting from the cosmic sphere, then you and I know that something just isn't right. And this is kind of what we're going to unpack today. That's what we're going to unpack today. Welcome back, everyone. This is your girl, Tahirah, Mother of the Ages. I am your supernatural quantum healer, psychic investigator, spiritual medium, hypnotherapist, and your channeler of the omniverse, omnisphere. We're going to talk about the reality that we are all currently coexisting in. And we're going to explore what happens when your mind just gives up on the lie. When we can't fool our minds anymore. When our mind refuses to play the game of creation that we're in. What happens then? What happens to this thing called consciousness that we are all streaming, downloading, or streaming? What happens to it? What happens to the body as it starts to pull away from the lie? What happens to the soul of remembrance? And what happens to the animation part of your human technology, the software, which is your spirit? Does your spirit still operate even though the brain has decided that, hey, I don't believe in this thing that we're doing anymore? This thing that we said we agreed upon. I know too much now. I know that the sky, the sun, the moon, and everything that is displayed in the sky may not be real, or at least may not be real all the time. And speaking of time, what is this thing called time? Did we all collectively agree on it? If we did, then why are we on all different time zones? And why do we have different times for different things? And why is your time different from my time? So is this thing called time truly a way to gauge this reality? Or has it been hinting to us all along that reality just ain't real? This is what we're going to explore today. When you come in, put a like on the video. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel and click on all notification bells. And of course, I want to start this thing out by saying this is just the exploration of what we get to do as we start to go into the 5D spread, the 5D grid, the 5D consciousness. We understand in the 5D that we are in a simulation and we are in a matrix. This is what we kind of found out and discovered within the last transmission, that the 5D is going to be a realm that you have to understand you're in a game in order to exist in the 5D. There's 2 timeline options. 3. The current existence, which is fading away. The NPCs are still trying to enjoy the trinkets on the 3D plane, which will literally combust at some point. Anything on that timeline, the lower frame gets destroyed. It gets cut out of the movie, essentially, right? Because the movie's about to take a whole nother spin, a whole nother turn, right? So that part's getting dissolved. And as that part's getting dissolved, we're left with 2 options. The 5D spread, which is what people are calling New Earth, which Source is calling it now the Diamond Path. This is where this thing called creation gets very interesting, because we're back to a 0 point. But before we totally in the game fully, we're going to have a bit of fun on the 5D timeline, the 5D spread. And the 5D spread understands that you are the creator of this. It understands that you can pick your own avatar You can write your own script. This is one of the timelines that humanity is going into. The other timeline that's emerging is quite interesting, which is the conversation that I wanted to bring today. Well, it's the timeline where you simply just don't give a you know what. It's the timeline where you're still in the body, technically. Your soul and spirit is still technically within this thing, but the brain is doing something very interesting at this point in our existence. It's refusing to play along. And so what we have is a bunch of scattered pieces on the board. And the reason why we're feeling this way is because, quite possibly, we are in an energetic lockdown. Quite possibly, the reason why our pieces are scattered on the board, soul, spirit, body, consciousness, awareness, is because of the frequency blast. It's because of the false, makeshift moons and suns, and now even stars. It's because we've decoded to a point where humanity has literally pulled on the thread of reality. And what we found is that it easily kind of came out the more we pulled on it. And so now there's a lot of fragmented pieces. So one might say, are the fragmented pieces of ourself that have chosen to play the game, soul, spirit, consciousness, awareness, right? The avatar. Is this energetic lockdown just a reflection of us pulling at this thread of reality? Are we just reflecting back the way we're feeling, or is it a bit more sinister? Is it all of the chemtrails and the frequency blasts and the energetic shifts that has made us this way, that has made us awaken out of the slumber? Technically, we're still in the dream because our body and our soul and spirit is existing here. However, we might still be in the dream, but we're lucid dreaming, actively trying to get out of the dream state. This is what we're going to explore. So this is the timeline. As of the last transmission, we explored what the 5D spread will look like when we understand we're in the simulation. We can have fun, right? This time we're looking at the timeline where everything is unraveling in real time. And so what the outcome of that is humanity's in an energetic lockdown. Simply because some of the key players, they can't let us get away. Because after all, we're the ones holding the energy up for this game of life or creation to look real to the other ones. If we get out, if we get away, if we totally eject ourselves from the game prematurely, then, kind of what happens to this side of creation, to these realms, these physical realms that need your complete compliance. It needs you to be in obedience to it. It needs you to believe in the dream, the American dream. Right? It needs you to believe in it, right? But our brains are exhausted. Our brains, even if you feel that you haven't been doing any work, I'm here to tell you, everything has been going into the subconscious. Your subconscious has been playing chess. It has been unraveling this thing we call reality. And now a lot of us are to the point where our brain just refuses to play along anymore. This is truly what we are looking at. So Let's explore that. Let's explore our brain no longer playing along with its existence. So we have to talk about consciousness. So a lot of people think that we are consciousness, and in a way we are. We are codes of consciousness. We're made up of source codes. So in a way we are. However, in the air we breathe, within the atmosphere, the energetic atmosphere, there are codes of consciousness. We're literally breathing it in. It's in the atmosphere, right? So we are constantly taking in information, and the information can come in through any of the psychic senses, through the touch, through the sight, through the smell, right? Through the taste, right? And our sixth sense, right? If you're heightened in it, which is just awareness, right? It's just all of the senses together. That's our spidey sense, right? So this is kind of the breakdown, right? Because what our brains are doing in this moment, right? It understands, yes, I'm taking in this consciousness. Okay, I'm outside, I'm looking at the trees, I'm feeling the wind, I can smell the flowers. Yeah, I understand I'm taking all of this in, but because I think we've pulled on this thread of reality, with all the TikToks and all of the exposure and exposing that we've done, the thread of reality is gone. So the smell, right? The smell becomes the smell of the flowers, right? It doesn't have the same resonance, right? Because the brain is not willing to play along. Yes, it's taken in the codes of consciousness, but the output is different. It's not smelling it, it's not feeling it and saying, oh, what a beautiful existence, right? I want to stay in this. It's smelling it and it's feeling it, and it's saying, what a good day I'm having, right? But when is this going to be over? When is the transcendence coming? So yet we're still able to appreciate, but we are not going to let up on the fact that we know that our reality is not real. Our minds, our brains have made this up. We have made our decision, right? So this timeline that we are viewing and experiencing is the timeline where the shift happens within yourself. It's where, yes, you understand that life can be quite pleasant. You're just not willing to play along anymore because your soul, your essence is ready for the next stage of advancement. But technically, we're still kind of here. We've woken up from the dream, kind of, to lucid dreaming, where you are aware of your avatar, but you are still inside of the dream state. This timeline is where we wake up inside of our dream and we are lucid dreaming. So now the quest that we're on is, how do we actually wake up completely? This is where we are in this sort of moment, time of reflection. And they know that. And this is what is giving way. It's you that is literally starting to unravel, not just as we pulled on the thread, right, of reality, but now the pieces of ourselves are not wanting to necessarily come back together in the same capacity. Because in order to do that, in order for all of the pieces of yourself to be in agreement to this, you would have to literally get hit back over the head and fall back asleep. And this has been the problem. Go with me here. Give me a moment to build this. This has been the problem with all the other existences. When we got to the end of the game, this is what we're viewing. We got to the end of the game. You and I know we have two paths right now. But we got to the end of this game and we looked at the fragmented pieces of ourselves, and we felt that our brain was no longer willing to play along because it was now woke up from the dream state. So it was now lucid dreaming, understanding that it is a dream. But guess what? We chose the last time this happened. We chose to be put back to sleep because it's scary out there when you wake up inside of a dream. And there are no windows or doors to necessarily get out. So you are lucid dreaming right now. This is why you feel the way that you feel. You have woken up from the dream, yet you're still asleep. Let me reiterate that. You've woken up from this dream. You know that you're in a simulation. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll find points in time throughout the day where it's almost if the things you're thinking about is being rolled out in your reality. The car you're thinking about past that car on the highway. The friend you're thinking about calls you. And you're starting to wonder, I think I might be controlling all of this. This is the difference. The last time we didn't say, I think I may be controlling all of it. The last time we said, I think someone bigger is controlling all of it. And then it gave birth to more gods. What we're looking at is 0-point consciousness. It's like we're almost there. We're looking at the prelude into 0-point consciousness. And humanity is choosing another path. The last time we did the same thing, we realized we're in the simulation. We woke up inside of the dream, yet we were still sleeping. So before we were lucid dreaming, we didn't see any way out, no windows, no doors. And then we said, oh my God, I think someone bigger is controlling all of this. Put me back to sleep. This is hell, is what we said. That energetic agreement gave way for the archons to continuously siphon and recycle our energy. We chose that. Our energetic footprint said, put us back to sleep. This is hell. Someone bigger is controlling this. I don't see a way out. This time we're saying something different. We're saying, I realize I'm in a simulation. Okay, I'm dreaming. I'm gonna go to sleep tonight, but try to lucid dream. This time we're saying, I'm gonna try to wake up inside of the dream. We're facing that scary part of what we thought was scary the last time. We're back, but we're saying we're gonna go another way. That way didn't work. So we woke up inside of our dream and we're lucid dreaming. And we look around like, yep, just like I remember it. No windows and no doors, but this time we're not saying I can't get out. Someone bigger's controlling it. This time we're saying, I realize that I am part of the creator of it. And if I hang out enough in this lucid dream state, I can manufacture some windows and doors. I can manufacture a way out. This is the split. And humanity is leaning towards, I'm the one controlling it. And in fact, this is the only way to get into the 5D spread, because on the 5D spread is when you realize that you are a participant, a creator God. And on the 5D spread, the new Earth timeline, we are able to operate 5 different avatars at the same time, 5 different bodies of consciousness, 5 different versions of ourself. It's a multidimensional existence where you understand, not only do you understand that you are the creator of the simulation, right? But the interesting part becomes that this timeline, what we're looking at, we can't even get to 5D unless we make this decision here today. That we wake up, we're lucid dreaming, and we say, hey, I think I might be the one controlling this. Let me take advantage of the fact I'm still in a dream state. I'm going to create some windows and some doors. portals out into the 5D consciousness. This must happen today. I didn't know this would be like this. This is beautiful. What we're looking at is the prelude to our 5D existence. This is the prelude. This is the choice. This is the decision that we're making, right? And within this decision that we are making, there's a lot of things running interference right now. We are in a lockdown phase. This pandemic is a pandemic for war on consciousness. I think I said this last year. Now we're feeling the effects. So war on consciousness is what this pandemic is. It understands that you know that all of this is set up. But so what it was banking on is that you would wake up and say, oh my God, someone else is controlling this. Please put me back to sleep. But we didn't do that. We woke up and said, hey, I'm woken up inside of a dream. I must be lucid dreaming. Let me take advantage of this and create a way out, not just for myself, but for other people too. To get to the 5D spread where I can live a multidimensional existence, right? And so to stop you from doing that, they have to harness whatever bit of energy currency you have left. Because after all, they're part of the NPC crew. The only place they can exist is within the dream world. And in order for them to truly exist within the dream world, you have to be totally asleep for them to exist. Even if you are lucid dreaming, that doesn't work. You must be totally asleep in order for them to exist. So essentially, the more we wake up, the more they are dying. What we're experiencing is the die-off of civilizations, of houses. And what I mean by houses is even deeper than the 13 bloodlines. They just modeled themselves with 13 bloodlines that kind of created the whole world system. They modeled themselves after the 12-strand DNA and the Christ light that governs that. So essentially, they are walking within our essence. But we're doing something very special in this time, which is why they have to bring the final finale, right? Which is to try to siphon whatever bit they have left. See, they know that we will never fall back asleep, but what they can try to do is trick us back into the system by holding us on energetic lockdown, where you and I both know that something just ain't right. But maybe, just maybe, if you can feel the squeeze of the energy squeezing you and making things, kind of unbearable right now, maybe you will willingly fall back into the game, into the system. But I don't think humanity will choose that choice, because I see us moving into the 5D spread timeline, New Earth. And so what we must understand is that there is an invisible force of nature. So it's like the Rona, the last time, where people were physically, right, leaving the earth. People were physically, getting sick and energy was drained, right? This is really attacking our mental body, our emotional body, even our spiritual body. Lots of people nowadays, they're going in and out of mental institutions. It's a war on our consciousness. You and I know that it's not real, but there's some people who they come to that realization by maybe just rapidly opening their third eye or just having an experience of something. And they haven't actually done the legwork to build up this. We've been building up to this for a while. We've been unraveling this thing for a while. Some people are just like, it's just happening all of a sudden, and it's a lot to handle. Those will be the people that will get scared back into submission, right? They'll be able to steer them back. Those will be the people that will be actually begging, oh, someone's bigger is controlling this. Please put me back to sleep, right? So the war on consciousness is because your brain has already computed, this ain't real, and no matter what I'm experiencing through my body and through all of my senses, I've already made up that this just ain't real. I want more for my existence. That's what we're saying. We're saying, I want more for my life. But what we're saying is, I want more from creation. I want more from creation. And when you get to that point, wanting more from creation, the old system cannot hold you. It can't sway you. It can't offer you anything to stay. We are saying we want more out of creation. As before, you could give human beings money, land, resources, status. We don't want any of that stuff. There's nothing you can offer us to stay here. Seriously. And I don't know, and Marduk is coming back. You can't offer me anything to stay here. Meaning to stay in the old consciousness, because what we are lucid dreaming. It's only a matter of time until we're out, until we're portaled out. But we will never shut our eyes again. We are truly, guys, we're about, when I say go beyond creation, going beyond creation too also means that you are going behind it to control it, because you are understanding, you are source. And this is why we want more from creation, because we know it's infinite. We know we are not experiencing the infinite power of source, which we are, the I am, the I am. We know no matter what you give to us on this earth plane, it won't be in that vibration. It just won't. Because it was created for sleeping beauties. And it was a system that was held up by them introducing gods after gods after gods. And we kept taking it every time. Someone else bigger is in control of the game. Please put me back to sleep. And then you wake up just to a different remix of the same old system, god, or regime. But now that we've chosen the other path and timeline, now that we are reaching the point of the 0 point consciousness where the pendulum swings, we're saying there's nothing this earth can offer me, because I have risen in consciousness. We have expanded past the earth realm, because simply the earth realm was for school, was for teaching, was to spar with other souls, to sharpen yourself. And now we are ready for more. We're ready to not only get beyond the dream state, we want more out of creation, but what we're saying is we want to create from a higher level of consciousness. So this part is saying, I'm scrapping this game. I've made up my mind. I won't be put back to sleep. This is what you are experiencing. There's a fight. They want to duke it out with us, as we have fragmented ourselves, because we are about to leave. And what I mean by we fragmented ourselves, when the brain decides that I'm no longer going to play this game because I understand that the reality just ain't real. And I see that since it's not real, if I'm in another plane on a 5D spread where I have access to a multi-dimensional existence, I can get more bang for my buck. It's what we're saying. It's a really practical thing that humanity is deciding. From a spiritual standpoint, it's really practical, right? And so what they would want nothing more. Our soul, right? We have our soul, we have our spirit, we have our body, our current avatar, right? We have our consciousness, our source codes, and then we have our codes of awareness, right? Which helps us to translate the consciousness that we're breathing into within our atmosphere, right? When I talk about the fragmented pieces, this is what's fragmented because the brain had to hold that all together. The brain is what held together the thread of reality. But now that has been pulled away, now we have these pieces of ourselves that we are dissolving into the 5D spread. And so it brings me back to the great expansion the Cosmic Bible speaks about, is that we have new immortal bodies that have been in incubation. And within the incubation, they've been growing, they've been getting fed the new updated frequency, which is a frequency that allows the sacral chakra its full capacity, right? The sacral chakra here on the earth plane is so much about lust and low-level creation that only serves for the creator of that said creation. With the new upgraded frequency that we're getting in the new immortal bodies, the sacral chakra is a creation that is ever expansive. It's not self-serving. So it's more technologically advanced. It's like literally, the story of Jesus turning the 2 fish into enough to feed a multitude. This is the sort of creations we will be able to offer within our new immortal bodies because it's an upgrade. It's less dense. It's more of a light body. It's something that, to be honest with you, even though, when I was channeling the book, I saw Father God, the one kind of structuring that and incubating that. But now in this moment, I'm realizing that it is you and I that have created it. This is bigger than what we could ever think of. We've created something that now God looks after. What we have created. Let that sink in. So we created something to exist on a higher plane, on a higher vibration. And what it did was, not only did we create that from the new sacral space, but what it did was it birthed a guardian. So in the 5D spread, you are literally giving birth to God. Let that sink in. It's a whole new game. It's a whole new field. And this is something that now this could be a bit scary of what I just said. We literally have birthed God through just our ability to create in a spacesuit, right? A 5D avatar that would allow the multi-dimensional self to express and to create. Our creation, our energy was so potent and powerful that it had to give birth to a guardian, to a God to not only watch after it, but to do the handwork of creating it and cultivating it and even testing it. So who's the creator of AI? Do you see how multidimensional this gets? Do you see why the brain has given up on the 3D? The 3D does not allow for such of a creation. All those things that were in this, so to speak, imagination, it didn't cause for that to actually become in physicality. And even within the rise of AI, it is still limited. I look at some of these AI tools, and for the ideals I have, that just won't do. Those are for the 3D people. And I'm not saying that we can't use it, because we all can use it. But I'm saying where we are and where we're going in consciousness, your new vibration in the 5D is so potent and powerful that you create it first, then you create the system that will create it. In the 3D, let's create the system that will create it, and then you speak to it and see what you can come up with. No, we are creating it first in the 5D, and then we literally create the system that will carry out the instructions. This is big. This is bold. This is creation. This is living. This is your new existence. This is, it's powerful. It's powerful who you are. And so therefore, they can't bind us down with just the reinvention of the same energy and a different God that is, shown and displayed differently. Because we now know that we are God. And not only are we God, we can create the God. And I've always said this. There's been 10,000 gods in recorded history. Someone had to create that. The source is infinite, right? Human beings have created so many gods based off of just gaining material things. They will create a God that will co-sign their, their lowliness. This is something quite the opposite. This is when you are in the I am. The I am says I am a creator first, and then I birth the guardian of my creation. We won't even understand this. What I'm saying right now, your brain may not comprehend how you can create. But that's where we're going. That's exactly where we're going. And so what's happening in this moment is your soul, which is attached to what I always say, the Akashic records. That's why I always say we're part of the Akashic soul body. The soul is the system of a remembrance. Your soul remembers, and your spirit knows. The soul, we could equate it to the past. The spirit, we could equate it to the present and the future. The flow, something that is movable. The soul, we can create that to the immovable or inveritable part. This is our technology. So when we use that, now we get a new avatar for soul and spirit to dwell, or for the avatar to dwell inside of soul and spirit. Now with the updated body, with the updated sacral codes, with the updated heart technology, which has the expansion in there. You're not going to get stuck in unforgiveness anymore, because we're also getting new heart technology within the new earth suit. That's what stopped us too. All the unforgiveness and stagnation in the heart couldn't go far with that. All of that's being changed. We did that. We created that. We've been creating it for quite some time. And now God is the guardian of that because of what our I am, the I am vibration has set forth. And that's dangerous to them, to lose such equipment, soul and spirit. And as soul and spirit move away from this construct, this 3D construct, the source codes go with it, because the source codes are part of the inveritable part as well. You have it innately within you because you are part of source. You just need key codes to consciousness in order to unravel the source codes of consciousness. Or whether you need key codes to awareness. Awareness is like you sniffing something in the air, right? That's awareness. It's like a hint. And then that awareness will unlock the key codes to consciousness. And this all works within the spirit, within the present spirit, the flow of spirit, and within the remembrance of the soul. These are all technology. Your soul is a technology, your spirit, your codes of consciousness, your codes of awareness. And then lastly, the avatar to have physical experience, to be able to have a system or a hardware that will be able to read such complex technology. And so this is very big because this young creation called humanity, we've not had that. We've had bodies that have not served us, avatars that were purposely given to us to keep us in this lower vibration, because we kept getting fooled and tricked back into the dream state. But this time we are choosing ourselves, the I am vibration. And look at what we have waiting for us. This is big. This is big. And that's why they have to bring the energetic lockdown. Because they're scrambling to keep all of what you are contained in the container. But you and I both know we've been out of this container. You and I both know, if you're being honest with yourself, you have moments where you might slip into another realm through a daydream. You might just have a remembrance of a past life, another timeline. You're being honest. This is unwrapped. We're being honest with ourselves. And that's okay. So fear not, because we've already done it. We have done it. And so I'm so happy to bring this kind of 0 point consciousness to you guys of where we are and what we're choosing, right? So as we're viewing it a little earlier than where we are, but nevertheless, this is the path we've decided to take. This is where the energy is, and just know that this energetic lockdown is because you have gotten away. They know it. And so we're going to see the alien show, right? We're going to see a lot of foolery. And so we can just now have fun, because we're building the windows and the doors out, right? We are lucid dreaming inside of this dream state, but we will be forever awake and awoke. We're not going back to sleep. And this is what they're mad about, because they know they truly can't make us. You have to agree to be back to sleep. We don't agree. Our consciousness doesn't agree. Our brain won't even allow it. The brain says, I won't play along anymore with your game. And that's dangerous for them. And we'll survive the energetic lockdown. And the energetic lockdown could turn into something physical. A physical display of pandemic. But just know, we've already reverse engineered it. I've shown it to you today. And so that too shall pass. We are stronger together. We are stronger on the 5D spread. We're stronger in the higher realms of consciousness. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I'm finally getting to the chat. Vituru, Sister Gail, Linda, Zora, Shannon. Hi, guys. Sonia, Janice. Hi from Louisiana. Nice seeing you here. All right, guys. This is all I truly wanted to say today. I hope you've explored. I hope you have had fun exploring where humanity is going. This is where we're rising to. So when you go through hard times in your life and you feel the energetic pull down, I want to leave you with this. This is where we're going. We've already decided to do this. We just have to get through a little bit more of the dream state. But you and I are lucid dreaming. We're forever awake. Forever awake. Forever awake, guys. And I love you guys so much. And I want you to take this out into this, what's left of this dream state. Just have fun, because we're never going back to sleep. Just have fun with it. And, just manifest, pull everything in, because at the end of the day, you're the creator anyway. Look at what you just created. That's waiting for us in the 5D spread. So surely you can do that here. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is, as we walk together in 5, 1. You all guys. Bye. Bye.